Hello guys, my name is Diego Pacheco and this will be another Java video. So basically today I want to talk with you about property-based testing, which is a functional programming concept where it can be used with unit test, with contract testing, with integration testing, with several kinds of tests. The idea, the principle is you have some sort of predicate, a property that should be true or false, and then basically you're gonna generate all kinds of inputs or possible inputs, and that it will be done automatically for you. So you're not concerned with the inputs. There will be generators for you, or you can create your own generator, and then you can focus on the assertions, and that reduce a lot the number of test cases that you might write and make you much more productive and allow you to cover much more scenarios, right? So let's get started and see some code in action. So I have a project here. We're gonna be using a framework in Java called jqwik, let's see how we go from here. So basically I opened my idea already. So first of all, my pawn, let's look the dependency. I'm using here jqwik, and also I'm using assertj, which also gonna do a video just about assertj as well. So that's all you need. I also have junit 5 here, but you don't need anything else besides that. So standard unit testing is also called example-based testing. You can do that with jqwik if you want. So here use the annotation called example, all right, and then you can run example-based test, which for us is kind of the standard kind of a JUnit test, right? So I can run this guy. You're gonna see it works on idea like exactly like a JUnit test, right? So I have the test here and they pass, but that's not the biggest strength on jqwik. Actually it's the property base, right? So let's see some stuff on property based testing. So here, all right, let me show some silly implementation, all right? So you can see what they're testing. So I have these utils. Don't do this at home. That's a very bad utils. That's why I'm naming bag of cats utils, all right? Because I have some ABS math method and also a string concat, which this is a very bad utils for several reasons, right? First of all, you should not mix like math things with strings. They should be two different utils, and in this case, you shouldn't create a util to concatenate strings, and you shouldn't create a util just to delegate to math.abs, right? You should use math.abs straightly, right? But here it's just for a purpose of testing, right? But this design is wrong, so don't do this at home, right? So let's go to the test now, right? The idea is you don't need to use the at test from JUnit. Actually, if you do that, that test will be ignored. So don't use at test. So we're gonna use at property, and then jqwik will inject values for us here. So it have his own runtime. So we are saying a parameter, which is an integer. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call ABS on that integer in my bag of cats, and I want to check that you know, ABS is greater than 0, which should, and then I'm going to return the result, right? And that's a boolean that should remain true. And the cool thing here, I say for all, so we generate all kinds of possible integers for me, but I wanted to narrow down. I don't want the negatives, because if I do the negatives, my exception or my property here gonna fail because it won't be greater than 0 because I have a negative, right? So that's why I am narrowing down here with just positives. But if I didn't add this, it will be all positives and all negatives. Here there's another one with strings where I'm gonna concatenate the two strings, and I'm just gonna check if the length of the concatenation should be bigger than the first string length, and also should be bigger the second string length, right? So let's say first string has 2 characters, second string has 2 characters, so concatenating both strings should have 4 characters, right? But if the length of the first and the second are not greater, we are failing this property, all right? And for here, I'm not returning a boolean. I could, right? But I'm using in a different way, and that's why I'm using assert for j. So that's assert, that is assert j, not assert for j. Sorry, guys. So here, how we're gonna do, right? We're gonna use for all, but here I wanna say I just want alpha chars. You know, I don't wanna spaces, special characters, stuff like that. And also I don't want empty chars, right? Because I have empty chars, I'm gonna fail my properties here, all right? And I do the same for the other string. And finally here, I have a list, right? I'm expecting to get a list, and this is also interesting. So I'm saying for all, but now I just want 5 elements on this list, and I want an integer range on this list where the minimum is 0 and the maximum is 10, but I want unique numbers. I don't want to repeat the numbers, all right? And this test input range will be generated for us. Then we're gonna check on assertions, right, from assert j, that list does not have duplicates, and it shouldn't because we are using uniques for the input. And also I'm matching, right, to see that all values are bigger than 0 and they are below 10, right? And we can run, and as we run this code, you're gonna see, all right, that this interesting report, right? You can see for all of our tests, right? And you can see how many properties were called. So you see 1,000 calls, right? So imagine doing 1,000 unit test methods, right? That will take a while, and here you could do in a couple of seconds, right? So that's pretty cool. There's something else you can do. You can create your own generator if you want, all right? That's what I'm gonna show you right now. So here I'm doing 2 flavors of generators. So let's say I want to concatenate strings again, all right? So I'm doing for all, but now this for all, I'm saying I want to use the short strings, and this other for all, I want to use a generator called 10 to 99, all right? And this is a number. So I have a string generator and I have a number generator. So this will be delegated by these providers, right? So provided don't have parameters here because the name of the method matches the string that you're gonna use there. That's why I don't need anything here, right? And this guy is returning arbitrary, right? But I need to run arbitrary of string. So there's some DSL on jqwik that help us to do this, all right? So I do arbitraries.string with char range, and then I'm generating chars from A to Z lowercase, and minimum length is 1, maximum length is 8. So indeed, I'm returning short strings. For 10 to 99, now I'm naming here because the name of the method is different, right? So it's called numbers, and I'm doing an arbitrary integer, and then I'm using between to generate numbers between 10 and 99, and that's how you can generate your own generators, right? And jqwik help you with that, and then we can run the test. We can see thousands of tries was made, right? And was very fast. So that's the cool thing about property-based testing. It allows us to be much more productive. It allows us to think about properties, and it helps us a lot. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys like it. See you next time. Bye. Cheers.